Welcome to JC Sports Red Alert Podcast. I'm your host, Joe Chap. Obviously, today, like late today, official word came out that Detroit Red Wings were re-signing Patrick Kane to a one-year deal. It's a fantastic value for Detroit. If you're talking about a value that of a contract that is absolutely worth it, it's a one-year deal for Patrick Kane. And then if Patrick Kane applies this, maybe you go long term, you make a long-term deal with him. But what this really sets up, in my opinion, what the Patrick Kane signing for 1 year really signifies to me is that they got more to do. And you hear around league circles that they could potentially be going after a guy like Steven Stamkos. They could be potentially going after a guy like Jacob Chikrin from Ottawa in a trade, Jacob Trouba in a trade. I really do think Detroit's going to be very, very active in the next couple days. There's two pieces I think that could be a foregone conclusion. When I talk to people around the league, a lot of people talk about Steven Stamkos and that it's basically a two-headed match between the Rangers and the Red Wings. And Patrick Kane resigning with the Red Wings is a big deal because I think it puts more credibility to what they're building in Detroit. When you think about it from this perspective, would Patrick Kane sign with the Detroit Red Wings knowing they're not going to make the playoffs, knowing there's not going to be more moves made, knowing that Steve Yzerman is not going to go to the wall to get this to be a playoff team because he knows that Lucas Raymond's entering his superstar, he enter his stardom. Mo Seider is a hell of a defenseman, top four, top two. Simon Evanson, for as little as he played last year, he looks like a fantastic young player. You got more players out coming down the pipeline. The draft was just recently. Detroit really made some moves. But I really think what this Patrick Kane resigning in Detroit really means for the Detroit Red Wings is it puts credibility on the rebuild. Patrick Kane is not going to throw away a year of his career to be with the Red Wings and not go to the playoffs, not make a significant run. Him signing a one-year deal also signifies to me the Detroit Red Wings are not done. They're gonna work a contract in there that where it's they're gonna load up. That's just my opinion. And you hear around league circles that the Red Wings are really in talks with a lot of teams. Um, again, nothing comes from the Red Wings ever. Like there's nothing that will come from the Red Wings in particular. But when you look at what they've been able to do with re-signing Patrick Kane to a one-year deal, and then you look at the way that they're really just like in every trade rumor with Jacob Trouba and then signing Steven Stamkos. Like there's a lot there. Like there's truly a lot there. And tomorrow the free agency window will open at 1 o'clock. If if you don't have if you don't have a Twitter, follow Red Alert Podcast. That's number one. But it's gonna be a crazy day tomorrow, starting at 12 o'clock. Like I think there's gonna be a deal right at 12 o'clock. I think we're gonna get some word that there might be a deal coming before that. But again, I always tell people this. People don't really believe it, but the reality of the situation is any deal that comes with the Detroit Red Wings is it's not done until it's done. You know what I'm saying? Like I heard the Patrick Kane was gonna be legit. It was gonna be he was gonna be signing a 1 year deal. But in the back of my mind, I still think that Steve Yzerman has something up his sleeve. And when they officially announced it tonight around like 10 o'clock, it really showed me that the Red Wings they're gonna make more moves tomorrow. Depending on what it could be, trades, whatever. They're gonna make some moves, and we'll be here every for every move. I'll release a video, but we'll wait till the end of the night. I'll release the day one free agency video. But what a what a great time for the Red Wings because like I said earlier in the video, this gives the rebuild credibility to free agents to people that might have a no trade clause that want to be moved to Detroit, that might waive their no trade clause for Detroit. But Patrick Kane resigning is a huge, huge get. Like let's not poo poo it or say it was overpayment. The guy is a total offensive stud. Defensively, he's not going to be that defensive stud. But what you're looking for Patrick Kane is the goals, the points, the assists, and everything. And that's just where the Detroit Red Wings are right now. Going into tomorrow, it's going to be interesting to see what the Red Wings do. Um, we hear him in talks with Steven Stamkos, and we hear the trade. Like I said, we hear the trade with Jacob Trouba. I'd be surprised if there's not another one that is going to come around. So it's going to be interesting. This is an interesting time for the Red Wings, and it'll be interesting to see what happens tomorrow. But Patrick Kane signs a 1-year deal with the Detroit Red Wings. From an ESPN report, and Elliot Friedman, it's a 4 million in salary plus 2.5 in incentives. A source told ESPN, confirmed multiple reports. Kane 35 returns to Detroit after finishing the regular season with 20 goals and 47 points in 50 games after joining the team in November. It also should be mentioned, this is his first time that he's been able to go a whole summer and train. So I think you're going to see a better Patrick Kane next year. As scary as it might sound, you're going to see a better Patrick Kane. And I think that this Red Wings fan base better get ready for tomorrow, because it's going to be hot and heavy what happens tomorrow. That's my opinion. I think that's going to happen. We'll see what happens tomorrow. But for more, subscribe to the page. Follow Detroit Red Alert Podcast on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter at Detroit Joe Chap. Follow TikTok at Joe Chap Sports. All down there. Red Alert Podcast. All your Red Wings news. Everything there. So you can go to those pages. We'll have a link. We'll have a link tree set up for tomorrow, so you can go to those pages. But thank you for watching. We're going to talk more Red Wings hockey as the days go on, because this was the first move, the first domino to go. And I think there's many more to come. So let's see what happens tomorrow as we approach July 1st. We're almost to July 4th, and development camp starts. So we'll have some development camp talk as well. This is Joe Chap of the Red Alert Podcast and JC Sports, and I'll see you in the next video. Subscribe below. Thank you.